one says federal government advised to address high cost of doing business. The Center for International and Strategic Studies, CISS, has urged the federal government to address the cost of doing business and invest massively in infrastructure, especially the power sector. Let's hear what he had to say. There's a video to this one, so I don't do much of the talking. Let's actually watch the video. Of course, we'll be right back to the studio to discourse.
After extensive analysis of the telecommunication sector under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the following were recommended. 1. The Nigerian Communication Commission should revamp stakeholders' engagement across the country. 2. The government will address the cost of doing business. This will reduce the burden on telecommunication operators and also reduce the call rates. 3. The government should invest massively in infrastructure, especially the power sector. 4. Investment in information communication technology, ICT, should be encouraged through manpower capacity development. Conclusion. To conclude, the study has shown that the telecommunication sector contributes immensely to the development of the country. Previous administrations in Nigeria from 1999 have made gains in the sector. The administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is collaborating on these gains as part of his promised renewed hope.
Right, welcome back. Yes, we heard what he said. Just to communicate a little bit of what he said. He talked about trying to convince the president to sign the 4 executive orders, including the suspension of 5% excise tax on telecommunication services. He was talking about the power sector and, of course, the telecommunication, and he's trying to say they should reduce the tax and, of course, reduce the tax and, of course, put more investment into their infrastructure. What's your take on this topic?
As much as electricity and technology is very, very important, especially in this modern Nigeria. The one that he said they should reduce tax, that one that this government will increase the tax. You know one thing about because they are looking for money now. They are going to increase the tax. So, and that is the thing, and that one is one of the statutory way that even previous government, that is what they normally do. I believe that Nigerian government needs to do a lot of things in these regards. Many of the problems that we are having with the aspect of business, especially in the area of technology and electricity, is the issue of what we're supposed to have, the structure we're supposed to have. Look, a lot of these telecommunications, they are lamenting because they have no structure. Do you know the number of times that Oba Akran in Ikeja here, that they've done that place that I know? I think I can count like 25 times. They've dug it, that they are going to put all these telecommunication wire inside it. And these are things that are supposed to be there. That one person, the first set of people who will have done a very good job, like the one they've done in ITEL, they'll have done it very well, so that any private telecommunication that comes, what we are going to be getting, we are going to get money for rent for them. And that is the thing. So those structure. Then another thing again is that if you are a telecommunication company and you want to invest in Nigeria, you should be ready to be getting generator for all your mats. While in another country, there is power supply that you can use. How much do they want to use compared to the kind of generator servicing? In fact, they have to outsource it. So these are one of the problems that is coming. And generally to all the business, there are some structures that are supposed to be on ground that are not on ground. Look at electricity. We are generating. The kind of power we will get, the one we will generate, those ones that distribute, they don't have capacity of what we generated. The one that is even on ground, the one we cannot generate everything. Those ones that want to distribute cannot distribute everything. The little one that they distribute, some Nigerians also, they are also thieves that they will not want to pay, but they want to use light. While there are some people that are ready to pay, but distribution company also are collecting what they are not giving them. So it's vice versa. That structure is what Nigerian government needs to work on, so that everybody is going with technology now. Every country is going with technology. okay, look at sports, look at the Nations Cup. This is one of the best Nations Cup we've ever seen in the whole of Africa. What brought it? That introduction of VAR. In fact, in Africa now, they said we have set a tone for the world in terms of using VAR. So that is what technology beats. In business, that is what technology beats. For instance, now, before, if you don't watch the bus, you've missed it. But if you go to the app of Galaxy, you pick it up and you watch it. You go to the Facebook, you watch it. That is what technology brings. So the structure is what the government should be able to do. So that when they create a very good structure to tax any business you want to, they will be willing to pay. And that is it. And they will be to the value for money. I must tell you, to invest in Nigeria, I told some employees that brought the issue of their employer to one of my programs. At the end of the day, I told them, anybody that is an employer in this kind of economy, please let me know. Because if you look deep down, that person is not gaining the way you think he's gaining. So it's just that the employer must be able to relate to the employee situation of things. So, and that is the thing. Any employer in Nigeria, any entrepreneur that invests in any sector in Nigeria, Ogana Baba, because of the challenges that are facing them.
Okay, Mr. Shobito.
What I find quite interesting is the way this report has tied what that man was talking about to the issue of cost of doing business. Tax and cost of doing business, they are related but they are different. And I think that for me is the key thing. Look, taxation, there is something he said, and we must come to terms with this. Until we pay our taxes as a country, we will not develop.
Yeah.
It's a simple, all the societies that we benchmark all over the world, UK, US, Germany, anywhere in the EU, you know, even rough places like Russia, you know, they pay taxes. So if you see the kind of tax ratio, tax to income ratio, both individuals and corporates, that's why you find that if you, all these japa, go and ask them and people that are there now, if you are earning minimum wage, I think minimum wage will put you at around $2,000, $2,500 US dollars per month. That is before tax. By the time they tax it, maybe you have 1,005 or 1,008 or something like that left. Taxation will take 30 to 35% of that money. You know, and it is that money that government then deploys to create an enabling environment for everybody, which will now make the cost of doing business to be balanced. So talking about the tax, the levy, what's the name of that tax that the guy was talking about? Digital, I can't remember. That 5% communication levy or something like that. Look, I support it. I support it. We have to pay taxes if we want Nigeria to develop. Value-added tax. This administration, they are going to increase it. It's currently on 7.5%.
Yes, yes.
It was 5% until Buhari increased it about 3 years ago. Tinubu's administration will take it to 10. You can take a bet with me. Anybody that wants to bet, if you're a betting man, let me put my finger like this.
No.
Let's bet.
It's already in the cookie jar.
It's already
He will still expose that.
If it has increased to 10,
It's going to
how do people manage?
Because no, we will manage. So the thing is that if that happens, you see the problem, there's a dislocation in Nigeria. This is where the problem is, the corruption question. So if that money comes in and government uses it appropriately, the people's lives will be better for it, because government will use it to make sure you have power. They'll use it to make sure that when you go to the hospital, you get decent care. They'll use it to make sure that your children can go to very good schools at very affordable rates. So the problem now is that when you pay that tax, those things don't come back. so that's our problem. So it's a conundrum, and that's why I spoke about corruption earlier. But from a theoretical point of view, and even from a practical, pragmatic point of view, I keep saying it: pay your taxes, then demand that it should be used properly. If you don't pay your tax, don't expect development. So this one that we're saying cost of doing business, the cost of doing business conversation is a completely different one. Energy, cost of energy, provision of energy, like he was talking about. Every telecoms operator in Nigeria today, every single base station has 2 generators. Some of them are now putting solar as well. And the solar, because of the capacity, the quantity of energy you need, solar cannot do it. The cost of implementing solar for those base stations is so high. So you take that away, just take that alone away, the cost of doing business for telecoms organizations will drop sharply. if you look at the percentage of their total operating expenses that is represented by cost of power, buying diesel, maintain your generators, and all of that, it's a significant proportion. So if government fixes that, that's one. Then the issue of multiple taxation, that's another. There are so many other areas where just the lack of infrastructure is making it difficult and expensive to do business in Nigeria. So we can try to address those ones. But to equate it to tax, sorry, I don't agree. That 5%, let us swallow it. Let us pay it. In fact, I think that government needs to now get more creative to tax the huge volume of business trade going on in the digital space. On Facebook, on Twitter, on WhatsApp, people are doing transactions that are completely below the radar of the taxman. The taxman needs to look into how to just get their own small bits of that volume, and you see what to do to our revenue base as a country. So instead of saying we should we should not be paying those taxes, I think we should encourage government to actually find ways to tax more of the activity that is going on. But the revenue so generated should be used to develop.
Exactly, that's the point, because I think that's the one that will actually move Nigerians to pay tax.
A woman that was praying in one particular party, praying like as if her husband is the central bank governor, praying. So by the time they now tell him, they now going to go and check the tax, how much tax he has paid.
The tax federal inland revenue service sent a message.
So they have to send a message that the tax that you've not paid, though, you have to pay. And that is the thing. In Nigeria, rich people don't pay tax. Go to their houses. They will build houses. They will not pay land use charge. They will not pay anything. And all those errand boys, they won't want to go there because they have big house. They have dogs there. They won't go there. They won't go there. Look at electricity. They won't even go there. Thank God, because of prepaid meter now. At least they know how to do. They don't pay anything. And these are people that they're supposed to be paying more than anything. And that is a problem where they don't pay. How many senators, their personal house, they are paying what they're supposed to pay. I know a governor. It's just that I don't want to mention his name. He has a bakery. This is a privileged information. He has a bakery. And one of the people that will collect and go to that particular place, and one of the workers of that bakery was telling the man, who sent you to come here? You better call your oga. We don't pay tax here. He has the boldness. To say that. And if it is ordinary Nigeria, they will go and lock the place. And that's the thing. Rich people in Nigeria, those people that have big car of 70 million, 80 million, tax them. Those people that have house 120 million, 180 million, tax them
every year. So
some of us that we are 2-bedroom flat, 3-bedroom flat, face me and slap you. They will bring. It's true now. In Nigeria, it's the poor people. They will make sure they put they strain the neck of the poor people to pay tax. But the rich people, nobody is hanging them to pay tax, and that is the problem. They will have fleets of cars. Nobody is taxing down. That is the area that our revenue agencies should be looking at. If you have like 70 million car, 80 million car, 90 million car, 20 million car, please be taxing them. That is what is important.
You know, in developed societies, the general philosophy is tax the rich to protect the poor.
Yes.
That's actually how it is. So you see that the tax band punishes rich people. So people pay up to 50% as a percentage of tax when they look at your revenues and they see that you are a rich man. They will tax you any income that you make, man. You pay 40% to government. You know, that's the way it's supposed to be. Whilst the person at the bottom of the ladder may end up paying not more than 25, 20, 30%. You know, so that's how it's supposed to be. What have we done with luxury taxes in Nigeria? We don't really have tax our luxury items properly. Yeah. So if you buy a 160 million naira SUV, bulletproof, I don't think there's any situation under which you should be paying less than 10% of that. 60 million
every year. Every year.
You know, because you have money.
At least your money now.
For you to buy that kind of
car. Even the band, they want to buy an alcoholic sachet. Yeah. They're not supposed to ban it. It's tax they're supposed to put on it now.
Yeah, to just discourage.
So they said
they should produce children. They should produce whatever they want to produce. 100% tax on it. Yes, now.
That's how it's
people will run away now.
Some taxes that are 150% because that item is pure luxury.
It's so pure. So we don't need it now. If somebody does not take alcohol in the sachet, is he going to die? When there is one in the bottle, for those people that drink it. But when you put on it, you put it like all the ones that are cigarettes. You don't bend it. No, just put it 100%. By the time they want to buy one sachet, the one they are buying for, I don't know how much they buy it for maybe 500 naira. They now said is 2,000 naira.
Nobody will tell you anything.
Uh-uh.
You won't buy this.
Uh-uh.
Anyway,